everyone to the Chasta and Huey podcast. It's like hanging out with your childhood buddies at a dive bar having a beer together. Through your headphones. Or better yet, they're like a security blanket. Maybe a little itchy, but still warm and cozy. It's time for the show. Here's Chasta and Huey. Cheers.
Cheers, big ears. Look at my shiny new cup today. Look at that.
Wow.
Actually, I'll turn it around. We don't need to advertise for them. Look at that. Okay. Isn't that fun? In my studio lights, it looks like it's like made of diamonds. It's not. It's just hard plastic. But it's
from
really
my
it's on mega sale.
I was kidding. From my viewpoint, it looks like black kryptonite for Superman.
Kryptonite. That's what it is. I would have black kryptonite. No, it was on mega sale at Safeway because it didn't come with a straw. I was like, I'll take that for $10 without a straw. You betcha.
Oh, so that's just your other straw from your other device drinking
even
thing.
Even worse, it's the one that's melted from the dishwasher because you're not supposed to have the dishwasher. I'm a little WT like that, but that's okay.
But you got that from Safeway?
$10. It was in the sale bin, and I was like, sparkly, diamondy, and black. Bring it on.
Side note, like this one example why I love my brother Tommy. He, I was a little upset last week for personal stuff. He came home from the grocery store and he found a Batman Hot Wheels at Lucky's, and he gave it to me. He's like, here. So it was like a little gift to try to cheer me up. So I appreciate that, Tommy. And he found a DeLorean 2 Hot Wheels. Like, I'm not a Hot Wheels collector. I've never been, but he's just, there's like, I guess, it was love. Exactly the gesture. I appreciate the gesture, but it was just like these two things. Cause I love Back to the Future, which obviously has a DeLorean in it. So he saw the DeLorean. So he, in Hot Wheels form, it's like here. So 2 separate days. He's like, gives me these little gifts of Hot Wheels.
I love Tommy. That's really sweet. Very cool. I also see, hi quickly to Dan DeLay. What's up, my brother? Oh, we love Dan. Thank you for joining us live here on YouTube. We love it. We love it. I do peep your My Chemical Romance shirt. Look at you, fancy pants. Huey, Summer of Huey 2.0. He's going out, ladies and gentlemen.
Absolutely. Dude, like, listen, real talk. They blew me away how awesome they were. So, yeah, My Chemical Romance played this past Saturday at Oracle Park in San Francisco.
I won't lie. You were giving me some pretty serious FOMO on Instagram and stuff. It looked badass. It was
a last minute decision. Got some last minute tickets. I was like, all right, I'll go. Fuck it. You only live once. The Summer of Huey. Get the fuck out of the house and get have some fun. And it was incredible. Like, here's the thing. I'm not going to front. I'm not going to be a poser and act like I'm this huge My Chemical Romance fan. Because when they got big, like that one, was it the debut album or the first mainstream album that got big like in 2004. So I was already in college. And, we talked about this before, like, it's more really our early years, like, elementary, middle school, high school years, like the music you listen to then really is like gels you. Yeah, sticks with you. So I was a little bit older. So when My Chemical Romance was getting big on MTV and whatnot, I was like, oh, that's a cool emo looking band, but they had some catchy songs. But for My Chemical Romance, this whole tour, they're celebrating the Black Parade, the 20th anniversary, which actually came out in 2006. So I guess they're starting a year early in 2025.
Is it roll over the new year?
Maybe. Yeah. Okay. The back of this shirt has all the tour dates, which is interesting. If you look at their tour dates, they're literally performing at like baseball stadiums, but like once a week or just once a weekend. And they take like a week off and then they move to the next city. So it's interesting that they're spacing out. They're not playing like a bunch of dates. It's like, it's almost like really self-contained. It's like, okay, we're going to play Seattle last weekend, take the whole week off, play the following weekend, San Francisco, take a week off, and I think they go to LA next. So it's really interesting.
Are they taking time to like enjoy the cities that they go to?
I have no idea. It's the only other band I know that does that is, remember, Metallica, like how Metallica would they're at the point now in their careers they can kind of control their schedule.
They can pick and choose, and this is no shade on My Chemical Romance, but I'm not really sure they're at that similar place in life where they can just kind of pick and choose what they want to do.
But yeah, I know Metallica will like do one weekend on, one weekend off, and then so they're not on the road all the time. They go fly into the concert, perform, and then go home and have like the next weekend off, rest up, and come back at. But yeah, My Chemical Romance, I don't know. I would love to know if this is like, what's the whole strategy behind it? But then again, it kind of creates like a demand. It's like, hey, they only have these select dates, and it was damn near sold out. Like it looked packed, like it. And it was really amazing. And real talk, I think that was the loudest band I ever heard at Oracle Park before. They were
really
so
no. That's probably
loud.
Everyone screaming, "I'm not okay." Were you and Mari screaming your little asses off?
Absolutely. Like Mari and I both were talking.
I was watching Mari's videos, and then I was watching yours videos because you guys were. And I was like, "Oh, there! Oh, I think I hear one of them singing."
But that's the thing. It was like they were just loud, like just the band itself. So they did the whole Black Parade album front to back on the main stage. And then they took like a little intermission and they came back for their encore, and they played like this smaller stage in the middle of the pit, which was amazing. And they just did all their hit songs, and it was incredible. Yes, everyone was singing along to every song. And that's the thing, like when, the emo punk rock bands back in the day, like they have so many catchy songs that people sing along to everything. So the crowd was,
and you feel it, like that's
you feel
part of it. You like feel it in your soul. I was watching your videos, and I was like, this is no joke. Yesterday, Jay was cooking in the kitchen, and I was watching your videos, and I was screaming the lyrics. He just started dying laughing, and then we pulled it up on Alexa, and I was like, "You tell me that you don't feel this song. I know you're not a My Chemical Romance fan necessarily, but like you feel it right there. I love it."
Yeah, that's the thing. So like all the radio hits or music videos on MTV 20 years ago, yes, I was singing along to all of them, and I was like, oh my God. And you forget how many hit songs they had. So they were a big band. Like first off, the crowd, like very similar to like Deftones, how diverse it was and all ages. It was just really cool that My Chemical Romance is one of those. It's really weird to say like a stadium rock band now. Like it's trippy to think that, but I guess you're celebrating the Black Parade, like probably their biggest album ever. On top of that, they're playing like just select dates. So it's like, it's a big deal. Like, hey, you need to go see them. They're playing just one show here and then they move on somewhere else. They're not doing like a handful of a bunch of extra dates. So no, it was just incredible. The crowd was awesome. It was like the Deftones crowd when we saw them at Deftones. It was just so diverse. The age range, you got teenagers, you got middle-aged people, older people, a lot of goth kids, obviously there, emo kids.
That makes me happy.
But it was so much fun, and it's just cool. Like we're in this phase now that I think we're going to start seeing this next generation, or what is the next generation of quote stadium rock bands. So it's interesting what we're transitioning into right now. Because hey, let's be real. You and I talked about this. There's a lot of bands who were like stadium rock bands back in the day, but now they're playing smaller and smaller venues. That's just the nature of the business. But it's interesting seeing what's like the next big thing that, who's touring, for the next couple of years and what's coming up. So it was just so much fun.
At our age, there are a lot of bands coming back around. It's like their second generation of like late 90s, early 2000s is definitely a thing. Real quick, I want to shout out Michaela's on live with us, and she's going to be here next week. My niece from Oklahoma, she's coming in. We're going to all roll up to Sacramento to go to Jay's gig, State Line Empire. So excited. They'll be in Dallas whenever she's with you. I'm sorry that you have to sacrifice seeing My Chemical Romance, Michaela, but I think it's worth it. And holy shit, a star is on with us.
Oh my God.
Thrashley's on.
Whoa.
I love Thrashley. Thrashley is my girl crush. Listening to y'all while I practice for your gig tonight. Put it in the chat. Where is your gig tonight? Thrasher, we love you as well. You're such a freaking superstar. And Dan DeLay, tell Jay to stop being dead inside.
Like, whoa.
That works. I'm gonna text him right now. He's gonna be so annoyed. I love it.
But no, it was like, so yeah, I was walking out of the concert out of Oracle Park, and I was like, oh, the merch line's super short. Let me buy a t-shirt. So obviously I was kind of limited on my options because I wanted 3X. It was like a black shirt and a white shirt. I'm like, all right, I'm going with the black shirt, obviously. It was like, oh, I don't have a My Chemical Romance
shirt. You and I don't do white.
Yeah, no, not at all. But I would have like an MCR shirt in my arsenal of black t-shirts. So let me get one. But yes, it's like $50. It's just like the prices. And then on top of that, they ask for your tip at the merch stand now. And I'm like, are you serious? And there's like the options 10, 15, 20%. I'm like, 20% for a $50 concert shirt, tour shirt, and literally the person, no shade at the people that work there. I know you're doing your thing, but literally the act of like finding that shirt is less than 30 seconds. I tell you the size, you walk over to the box, the cardboard box,
around, right?
Box of shirts, you find my size, you bring it back to me. Like, it's not a really tough job. I know it's tough when it's like maybe the big rush at the beginning of the concert, but still, just at the end of the night,
people are paid. It's not like you're at a local band show and their friend is like offering to do merch for them as a favor, and you like throw them a tip because they're like maybe missing part of the gig trying to help them sell merch. Like to me, it's like that person deserves something. But for a major band at a major ballpark where you know those people are actually getting paid for their work, I don't know that action,
an hourly wage or whatever it is.
Yeah, that doesn't track. Real quick, I want to give the mention for Thrashley show. Her show Tequila Mockingbird, 86 and second. Is that what that means?
Or 86 2nd Street. So if you go to 2nd Street, look for number 86.
Okay, I thought she was saying 86, and I'm like, do we have streets in San Francisco that high? Okay,
or you got 86.
86 2nd Street. That's hard to say. Or you got 86.
Great Green Day song off Insomniac called 86. Just saying.
Look at you. Yes. Free show, 7 o'clock, Tequila Mockingbird. Google it, and that way it'll send you right to it, and you can pull your directions up. Thrashley, that is freaking huge. That's awesome. I love it.
Actually, I should ask Mari, did she tip for that hat that she got?
Oh, Mari got Michaela a hat. Oh,
yeah.
You know what? I'm going to text Mari right now. Chewy got it. Okay,
but yeah. Go ahead and ask her that. But it's interesting.
Did you tip?
I just did 10% because 10%. Like because literally that's still like what, $5. I mean, like, come on, literally 30 seconds because they get paid hourly wages, I'm assuming. So yeah, you get paid $5 for 30 seconds of work, or even a minute.
That's pretty damn good wage.
Yes. Like if you talk, okay, let's see, a minute times an hour, that adds up. Like it just, if you do if you gave away like 500 shirts and everyone did at least like $5, that's a lot of money. Now, granted, I wonder if it's spread out amongst all the staff. Like it's like collected at the end. Yeah. So that's the thing. I would keep an eyeball, make sure everyone else is working as hard as me to earn, like if we're going to split up evenly. So no lazy people. But it's interesting because we keep talking about this, like tipping, like everywhere. This tipping culture is just getting out of hand.
Out of hand.
And it's actually funny. Just coincidence. I saw a story of states where people are tipping the least. And do you want to guess what's number one? Which state is the least tipping?
Tipping
the cheapest.
Least. It's not my home state of Oklahoma, is it?
No. So here, I'll go backwards. Number 10, Florida. 9, Minnesota. Virginia.
Oh wait, number 10 is Florida. Got it. Okay.
Yeah. 8 is Virginia. 7 is Maryland. 6 is New York. 5 is New Jersey. 4 is Massachusetts. 3 is Connecticut. Number 2 is Washington. And number 1, do I have a drum roll?
You should have a drum roll. Jay is pissed off if you that thrash to Florida.
I don't have one here. I don't have one here. But number 1 is California.
Oh, we're the worst tippers?
Which makes sense, though. We're like one of the most expensive states to live in. So,
I'm a big tipper. I am Tipper McGee because I have guilt about it. I have gone out with people who don't tip well, and I will walk back to the table and tip again. I'm like, no. Here's the other part of it too. Like
I've done that for my dad. He's in the other room, so I got to be quiet.
I've done that for my family members too. Yeah, no, I'm with you.
But I was gonna say real quick.
Yeah.
I was gonna say California, even though it's a high earning state, comes in dead last. The average tip there 17.8%, and they have the lowest generosity score in the country. Sorry, what were you saying?
Step it up. That's brutal. Well, there's also the thing, like, if we're ever at a place where I feel like somebody might know who we are, the last thing I ever want to happen is them be like, oh, you know that Chasta girl from the Bone? She's a bitch. She doesn't tip for shit. Like, I don't ever want to be that person. Ever. Like, that would be so humiliating. Oh my God. So yeah, I will go overboard for that.
I'm with you. Well, like, say if I'm at a bar or like the bartender says, hey Huey or something, I'm like, okay, I better tip 20%.
Oh my God, you just reminded me. Shout out to the people at OPL, because one night I got a little bit tipsy, like a lot of it tipsy, and I did forget to tip. I think I tipped on the card, but I usually tip per drink, and I just I just spaced. No, I know what it was. people were buying me drinks and I had only bought like one drink or whatever. The headline is I forgot to tip. I swear to God, it haunted me so bad. The next day I woke up and I was like, Jay, we got to drive down to OPL. And he was like, you're being ridiculous. I was like, no, seriously. Cause I know everyone at OPL and I did not want them to be like, wow, Chasta's real bitch. That's terrible. Hold on. Breaking news. Mari is texting me.
Okay. But then again, I mean, I think it all.
I always round up to the nearest 5th or 10th for items like this. Example, my hat was 42. So I tipped the 3 to make it an even 45. You know how it says custom? That's an easy way to do it. Just throw in a couple bucks. That's smart, Mari.
Okay.
She said, this screams elder OCD millennial. Well, that's what we are, darling. But
then again, like, look, real talk, California, I don't know how it is in other states, but everywhere we go, there's a tip. Like a tip requirement or a tip added to the purchase. So we can buy drinks at one place, they want a tip. You go to a restaurant, they want tips. You go to the movie theaters, whatever, tip. Like everywhere's a tip. Everyone wants a tip. Everyone wants the tip.
The tip. The tip and a tip, two different things. Rob Pettigrew. I haven't had enough coffee or enough sleep, or there's still alcohol in my system from the weekend. I don't know why my mouth's not working today. 20% minimum is standard, and if they're awesome, then more. Completely agree. I start at 20%. But that's for like a restaurant or a bar.
Yes. Food or food
or a
drinks.
hairstylist. I tip my hairstylist as well because he's wonderful.
Exactly.
Nails, I also do.
Yeah, like if you're doing like a big detailed job profession or whatever on me, yes. But literally the act of like grabbing a t-shirt and just handing it to you, no. Come on.
I told you my airport story, didn't I? With the guy who got me a bottle of water. I went up to get Cody a pretzel. They were sold out of the kind of pretzel he wanted. So I was like, okay, fine. I'll just take a bottle of water. He literally flips it around and it's set to 20, 25, and 28% for a bottle of water. I was literally like, exit out. That was the only time I was like,
well, that's the thing.
What are you doing?
It's ridiculous because, like we said, like here in California, you know, we're pretty advanced with technology and everyone has those computer screens in all their businesses. And we want to support where we can. And I guess it makes sense because a lot of people pay now with credit cards or Apple Pay, whatever. So cash is not as usable as it once was. So I think they're like, hey, we could take advantage of this and like have on the credit card purchase, have the tip added there. But for us in California, it's everywhere. And then also on top of that, it's an expensive place to live in. So our resources, our money for extra spending, like FU money for weekends and stuff, it is limited. So I think that's why we're just worse tippers. I think a lot of people are just being frugal just to get by in life.
It's true. It is true. Now, the one thing, let's take this to the other side, which is like rounding up for charities. Do you do that? Like at Safeway, I always round up. It'll be like, it usually says like $1, $3, or $5 for like disability charity or round up for hunger, whatever. Do you ever do that?
Hell no.
I always do that. And then someone in my life who will remain nameless was like, you're an idiot. And I said, why? And they were like, you have no proof that's going anywhere that it says it's going. And I was like, I guess I just am blindly believing the corporation that is Safeway. I mean, I just assume that it goes where it goes. I don't know.
I mean, dude, hey, man, I'm struggling to get by in life. I need my own charity. Like, people donate to my cause.
We work in radio, for God's sake.
I know. Jesus Christ. Like, I mean, that's the thing. I'll tell people, like, hey, times are tough. Like, I need to save any penny I have. Like, just to be safe. Like, I'm just so, like, that paranoid. Like, you know, how's life going to be 10 years from now, 20 years from now? Like, you know,
that's savvy. It's smart to do that instead of just throwing your money away.
I mean, God, I shouldn't have spent that extra $3 at Safeway rounding up for that charity, whatever it is.
But it does add up because I will say there have been times like on the day before Thanksgiving or something like that where I need to run to a couple times. Like I forgot something and I'll go right back. I've done that before. And then I just gave my $3 and then I check out again and I'm like, I'm not going to do another $3. But then I hit no and I feel like the person's like... And I always say, I was just here and I just donated. I'm sure they're like, right, sure you are. Okay. Everybody says that.
Now I get like, you know, some friends of ours, some colleagues that we used to work with, why they have such that fuck you mentality now. I get it. The older you get, because everyone wants their hand out.
Are you becoming the old curmudgeon? Is that what's happening?
Someone's got to take on that role. I'm going to start shaving my hair bald to look like that person. Side note, they finally text me back.
Oh, good. Little shit.
Yes. So, because what we did on Saturday, should we touch on that real quick?
Yes, absolutely. That was super fun. Are we telling all the behind the scenes stuff?
Oh, I mean,
did you hear me mention it on the air? I already said.
Yeah. No, I think that's funny, but
it's hilarious.
Okay, well, okay.
Start from the beginning. We went to an event called Radio Day by the Bay, which is super cool. We'll start there. And it's an incredible celebration put on by the California Historical Radio Society. And it's at the museum, the Radio Museum there in Alameda in your hood, just a few blocks from your house, which is really cool. So we got to come over to your hood, went through the museum. It was amazing. Got to see a lot of friends. Got to see some of our friends get announced that they're going into the Radio Hall of Fame. Shout out Lisa Carr, Clark Reed. So exciting.
Yeah.
And many others. Oh, who am I forgetting? Brian Copeland.
Yeah, that was cool as well.
That was really cool. So there's a whole roster of people that are going in, which is really exciting. But Huey noticed something very funny.
Well, I just want to say, so anyone listening, it's off the website. If you go to CaliforniaHistoricalRadio.com, you can see about this. It really is a museum. That's what it really is. I mean, I'm surprised they didn't call it the Radio Museum or something like that. But that's what this place is. But it says here, Radio Day by the Bay is bigger than ever this year. Join us on July 19th at the California Historical Radio Society Radio Central in Alameda for its annual festival and celebration of radio's golden age and the future of broadcasting. So
that was cool.
Yes, absolutely. So yeah, you're right. It was just cool. Like this building, like I lived in Alameda my whole life, and I just live a few blocks away from there. So it was cool. Like it was like really my first time back on that property since like the 80s, because it used to be a preschool that my brother Tommy went to. And then for a long time, that parking lot next door, it had like one of those recycle bins for like clothes. So I used to just go there and donate clothes.
You are so in the weeds right now. No one knows what you're talking about.
But I'm just saying, so it's just cool to walk over there. Walk over there. But it's just cool to turn into this huge event. Like all these radio people from over the years, decades that worked in the Bay Area were out there. But it was just a really cool event. But yeah, walking inside the museum, all the old radio parts and gadgets out there.
The TVs back to the 1940s, which were really cool to see. It blew Cody's mind.
Yeah. But then you're right. Like we walked to the back area because we want to see like there's like a studio back there, but also a place to convert old tapes and whatnot to digitize everything. That's really cool. But yeah, you're right. There's like this TV screen that's like showing on the display all the past Bay Area Radio Hall of Fame inductees from
like the class of each year.
Yeah. And it was interesting. Like I'm standing there watching, and it started with like 06 and then 07. And so on the screen has everyone's faces from those respected years. And then like it jumped to like 2012, like it skipped a bunch of years. I'm like, then like 13, 14. And then it jumped a couple more years, and it goes to like 2020. I'm like, oh, cool. 2021 is about to come up. And that's the year Lamontelli went in, and who else was that?
Lobster went in that
Lobster
year.
went. Oh yeah, 2012 one. That was cool because that's the year Stephen Seaweed went. So I've been to two of those ceremonies. So 2012 with Seaweed. It was cool seeing his face up there. But then it goes from 2020 to 2022. And then it goes on to 23, 24. And I was like, wait a sec, what happened to 2021? They just skipped over it. And I was like, well, maybe it's kind of out of order. So I stood there again, and it repeated the same cycle of all those years. So it totally skipped Lamontelli's year on the screen. I was like, what? How's that be? How can that be?
Do you think it's purposeful? I thought it was purposeful immediately because I walked up to you as it was going from 2020 on. So it looked very purposeful. Like they were like, that's a shameful year. Lamont Dinelli got into the Radio Hall of Fame. So we're just going to ignore that altogether. But now that you're saying they missed years way before that, I'm like, okay, well, it was obviously just kind of a mistake, but it's hilarious.
It is hilarious. I'm not trying to throw shade at them, Chasta, since we're trying to be in the good graces with them.
No, it's just funny. I don't care that they made a mistake. That's no big deal.
Yeah.
I just thought it was hilarious that it happened to be the year that Lamont and Dinelli were in. Like they're like, we don't want to talk about that year.
We don't want them on the screen. Those two knuckleheads.
In fact, Lobster came up to me. He came out. He was like, did I see that right? Or I don't think we were up there. Like, no, you didn't make it, bro.
Yeah,
you got erased. It was pretty funny.
Whoever organized that, I was just kind of curious how that came to be like that. So it was just hilarious, but nonetheless, overall, it's a really cool thing. So if you're in the Alameda area, please come on out, check out the museum, just the history there of really a representation of Bay Area radio over the years, just the different parts and equipment that they use and just on display, just a lot of artifacts from different radio events. And it was just trippy, Chasta, like a lot of the stuff that we would see in our hallways for decades are now in this museum now.
Yeah, that's weird. That part hurts my soul a little bit. In fact, we should probably mention there actually is an auction going on right now. If you go to their website, what's their website again, Huey?
It's CaliforniaHistoricalRadio.com.
Yeah, if you're a radio nerd and you love this kind of thing, or if you just like rock memorabilia, because there's like a signed Def Leppard poster, things like that. A lot of the stuff, when we moved from our old studio to where we are now, we donated a crap ton of stuff to their society to auction off to help raise funds to continue this museum and society. So the link is there on their website, and there's some really cool stuff, but it is a little sad because like the huge Bone Bash piece that used to hang in my office is up there, and I was like, oh man, that kind of hurts.
But it was just like past Bone Bash posters, even like Niners and Bone like little flyers. Those are all up there.
Candy art stuff.
Yeah, people were bidding on that stuff or buying some of that stuff that was available to extra stuff. So it's like interesting because like a lot of this stuff I have in my house somewhere or in the garage. But like people were spending like good money to buy this stuff, and I'm like, wow,
too, like that right there. You see that piece right there? There's exactly that's up for auction. And I think it was when I looked yesterday, it was like a couple $100. And like this piece over here, there's stuff like this that was from the old studio. So if that is your fancy, go to their website and bid on the auction because it's pretty cool.
It was interesting though, just the crowd out there. It was just really cool. Like I will say this, it was very inspiring being out there. I don't know about for you, but just speaking for myself, being out there and you're around so many people that just love radio and like what radio means to them and just what it means as a broadcast medium. And just for them, they're celebrating the heyday of what radio, the impact it had. And so for you and I was out there and I was like, man, like I hope what we're doing is reaching people right now and connecting with people the way those people back in the day were doing radio and connected with people and creating those long-term fans and supporters of the whole industry. So it was just fascinating. Like,
I think every era of radio, and probably goes for television, and hell, probably goes for every industry, thinks that like their time in that industry is the best. And I think there's pros and cons to everything, right? I think our technology makes our job a lot easier to accomplish from wherever now, which is a real pro. But it's also cool to look at that old equipment and be like, wow, like, I mean, some of that old equipment I've used before, but not all of it.
It's interesting though, because the Hall of Fame thing, which I'm kind of curious, what are the criteria to get into the Hall of Fame? Because there are different categories kind of based on your job title or position. And I asked that now because, hey, in radio now you wear multiple hats now. I think like
that's an understatement.
But the Hall of Fame, like different departments. Okay. People who were on air hosts, people who were like producers or managers or whatever other odd jobs. They have these different categories, which is interesting. But I'm like, back in those days, you could be like that one job and that was your only job.
Like now, currently I would hit like 3 of those categories at one time.
Yes, exactly. That's why I'm like, and then what's the other category? Because some of those people, like they're saying, oh, they worked at this station for like 5 years or 8, 9, 10 years. I'm like, oh, like, what about people who've been in like at a station for a long time?
I think
like
you have to have been in radio 18. There are 18 years. There are actual like if you go on their website, there's parameters as to like what it has to be to nominate somebody.
Yeah, so it's just interesting. But yeah, like the multiple hats we wear now, it's like we cross over so many of those different categories.
We hit all categories at once.
But it's just curious if those people can like handle the radio world now. Like radio now is so much more challenging, I think, in so many different ways.
Well, that's kind of what I was saying. I cut myself off. I didn't actually finish my thought. I think the good thing is the technology. The bad thing is what you're pointing out, that there is not, there's very few people that it does still exist, but very few where you just have a show. Like, that's what you do. You have one show. That definitely does not exist in our world where we do all the things. In that way, you've got to really be able to be a multitasker and keep your shit straight. Like, you just have to. It's brutal.
For me, I would love to kind of get more involved, just because literally it's in my backyard. It's literally just a few blocks down.
We should and keep it alive more than anything, because a lot of the people that are there are retired, and that gives them more time to volunteer and help it out. But I definitely think if younger people don't get involved, then what's going to happen to it?
Exactly. That's my thing. It's like, I after being out there, it's like, it'd be cool to kind of get some more of the next generation of radio people involved in this stuff to keep it going and keep that message out there and just spreading the word, one, that this museum exists, come support it, but also let's honor a lot of the radio personalities, from the last, 20, 30 years and whatnot. I think there's a lot of great people that have been in this market, and I know they're getting to that, like they're chipping away at. That's the thing in radio. So many people come and go in this market. So I'm sure there's a lot of people they're trying to get through and acknowledge and give them their flowers, rightfully so. But yeah, I would love to be more involved and helped out, which I'm surprised no one over there, because there are some people that we used to work with that are over there. I'm like, you didn't know that I live like right down the street. Like, I can help out with some stuff maybe.
Yeah.
So
I'm sure they'll take you up on that, by the way. I'm positive they will, because they probably need a lot of help. Okay. Excuse me. All right. So we've been on here half an hour, but I have a good Huey help that when I saw it made me laugh out loud. So I wanted to make sure that we made time for this today, because it's very funny. So just the headline of the message is, well, hit the sounder and I'll say it.
If you've got trouble, we've got the cure for what ails ya.
The Bay Area's bestie, Huey, is here with advice.
It's Huey Help.
Okay. So remember, if you ever need help with anything, Huey is your man. He is the level-headed one that gives all the great sage advice. He's the one I go to for all of my advice. So we thought we'll turn this into a segment. So here we are.
I try to.
Help. Yes. So this one came in on Instagram, and it says, "I'm angry about being mad all the time." That's the subject.
Okay.
And it says, "Lately, I feel like I'm always either angry or annoyed at everything and everyone, even when nothing is really wrong. It's exhausting. My husband is sweet and patient and never snaps back, but I worry he's quietly checking out." It's a valid worry. "We come from a culture that doesn't really believe in therapy, but I'm starting to think it might help, even if I'd have to do it secretly. Is that wrong? Can I fix myself without lying to him in the process?"
So this person, okay, what's the word where you're always like positive outlook, pessimistic or optimistic?
Optimistic. Yes. Positive is optimistic and negative is pessimistic. This is a perpetually pessimistic person, or at least it seems like right now, because it does kind of allude to like it. I feel like I'm always either angry or annoyed at everything. It seems like this is like a season of life they're in.
Yeah.
That's the way it's written to me.
It's interesting you say that, because I feel like, I know, they only wrote so many words here to us about what they're going through. I feel like there's a lot more to unpack, that there's a reason for this behavior, because
Agreed.
It sucks for that person if they're always like mad, grumpy, just hate the world mentality. That really sucks, because then that really bleeds into so many other aspects of one's life, like your work life, your personal life, family, friends. It's not fair to any of those people what they're to experience what you're going through, or you treat them kind of poorly because of that. They don't deserve that. So yeah, you really need to find some help to correct that. But the fact that like everything's annoying him, bugging him. I mean, I'm just thinking like on Seinfeld, like George Costanza, he was always mad at everything.
Yeah, grumpy all the time. Yeah.
But there's some deep rooted problem that's like setting them off, that like started this chain of command of like them going off into a bad mood. And it's like, you got to peel back those layers and figure that out, acknowledge it, try to fix it, correct it. And then from there, build yourself back up and get yourself into a better place. So that way you feel better, but then everyone around you bounces off that or feeds off that energy too. So it's unfortunate when someone's going through that. And I feel bad for them, and I hope they can figure that out. But then it's like they got to work on what is the issues that set them off like that, what caused it, and they need to address that, figure it out, fix it, and then hopefully repair all the other issues around them.
See, this is why we do Huey Help. I think you're absolutely right. There's a root issue. I think it depends on what kind of person you really want to be at your core.
Yeah.
Because you just brought up somebody like Costanza, right? That's a good example of somebody who like likes to be mad, likes to be an asshole, leans into it. That's their personality type. And we certainly know people like that.
Larry
right?
David on Curb Your Enthusiasm, very funny show,
example.
but the premise
right.
is him mad at everyone.
Right, exactly. That's the whole idea. And so if you it doesn't bother you and you're just like screw it, this is my personality, then fine. Then whatever, you do you. But it clearly is bothering you for you to write into us to ask us this question. It that tells me, again, we're reading between the lines here because it doesn't say, but that tells me that this is something newish. Also, I don't know what your culture is specifically about not believing in therapy. But I would say if you feel in your heart, culture or no culture, whatever the case may be, whether your parents believe in it or not, it doesn't matter. You answer to you. And if you feel like there's something that you need to dig in and figure out, then please do that for yourself and everyone around you. Because like you just said, it's going to infect everyone. Nothing infects everyone faster than negativity. And Michaela, you just made me laugh. For a pessimist, I'm pretty optimistic. That's very funny. That is very you. But she's not really a pessimist. She just has dark humor and she's kind of a dark, twisted mind like me because she's very, very, very much like her auntie. But we are optimistic, dark girls.
Well, I do want to applaud this person, one of our listeners here, for one, acknowledging it. Like there are people who go by and just think what they're doing is fine. It's normal. That's just who I am, and embrace it or just settle with it. But the fact this person is acknowledging it, step one, kudos to you. That's a big step right there. But now it's like, okay, let's figure it out. And let's be real. In today's culture, our culture, or, the US, wherever, it's there are people who really want to make sure mental health is acknowledged. Like mental health is becoming a really big thing. Like
thank God we're finally talking about it.
Yeah, like mental health, wasn't it like June, for the month of June, Mental Health Awareness Month?
I'm not sure.
I think, but what I'm getting at is like we're finally at a place where people have evolved enough where it's like, hey, mental health is a big issue that we need to acknowledge, work through, help people with it. It's not something that just happened overnight. It's something that's been there for a long time, but no one's really addressed it. So like I said, kudos to this person for acknowledging it. But yeah, it makes me wonder, like, what set you off? What what event, or maybe it's a combination of things. I'm sure it's not just one thing. Maybe it's several things that kind of molded this person into what they currently are right now, this state of like being mad and angry, which is sad. Like for me, I try my best to be upbeat all the time. Like shit, we all got issues all the time, but
you're like my trainer Topher. My trainer, every time you ask him how he is, it doesn't matter if he just got his leg cut off. He'd be like, "Life's good, we're good. Like, what's up?" And he always says, he's like, "Look, you can have a bad day, and and it's fine to acknowledge that with like the closest people in your life when you really need help and all that stuff. But other than that, like everybody's kind of dealing with their own bag of shit, and nobody wants to hear about mine. So I see both sides there. I think Rob makes a good point. It could be a sign of depression. Rob, I feel like a lot of people right now, I can relate to this person actually, because I'm a very happy, positive, almost Pollyanna kind of person from time to time. But with the state of affairs, and I'll leave it at that, it's been hard. It gets harder and harder to stay positive all the time because you pick up your phone and you see all kinds of horrible shit on social. You turn on the TV, you see all kinds of horrible shit. So what I have been doing is not turning my TV on very much. I have been trying to actively have quiet time in my day where I'm not on my phone. I'm not like nothing is going on. I like have just grabbed tea and go outside and sit without my phone for 5 or 10 minutes with my dog. And I know that sounds like nothing, but even just that 5 or 10 minutes to breathe and like let my brain process. And I've also like been working out a lot without my headphones in lately, like just doing runs with just letting my mind go. And I think there's so much power in that because that's helped me personally figure out that I've been battling burnout for the better part of the last 3 to 6 months. And I came to that revelation on my birthday. I spent my birthday alone on purpose because I knew some stuff was stirring in me and I wasn't liking how I felt, very similar to this email. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna be by myself today and I'm gonna try to process through. And that's what I figured out, was that I was dealing with burnout because I'm always on, I'm always active, I'm always doing a million things, and you just gotta breathe. Like sometimes you just gotta breathe.
Yeah, you're right. Like one, I hope this person has like a support circle to go to and talk about this. It's one, you should not keep it inside. Like, for you and I, like last week was a tough week for me, and I appreciate you being there for me, talking, but also making time to hang out together on Saturday. And, that was a good escape from it all. And that's important. That was really important. I felt bad for Jay. Like, God.
Why?
Because I was... No, this is so stupid. It's silly. I was in a hurry to get over to you guys, meet up with you guys. So I was walking fast. And I'm a big guy. So I'm like sweating. And Jay gives me a big hug. And I can feel like my sweat press up against his head. And then he did this. I don't know if he what's the word? Subconsciously. He just went like this. All right. like I don't know if he did it on what's the word I'm trying to think of? Like
he was probably just trying to see how much liquid actually made it to his face. But to be fair, I want to say this about my husband. My husband is the most lovely human. He would never have said anything to you about it, and he never said it to me. So he was just like, "I'm gonna wear it. I'm gonna wear it. And it's what it is." We had a good long hug. Yeah, and I know. I saw it out of the corner of my eye.
But my head was on his face, and then he's like, and then we pulled we pulled back, and he went, "All right," and he just went like this. Like I don't know if he, you do like those bodily actions. Yeah. You don't know, like you're
don't even realize it.
That you're doing. And I'm like, oh fuck, and I'm like trying to where's a napkin?
That's so funny. He didn't say a word to me.
Okay, good. All right. I was self-conscious about that, but but no, so with that this person, like I said, find a good support group, talk to them. I think it's good to air it out, but also start doing things that make you happy. That's important. Get out, be active, do whatever, like I said, that makes you happy, to get your mind off things and just open your mind up too. I think that's important. Find a hobby, couple hobbies, exercise. That's always good. There's a lot you could do. And then, like I said, get help, maybe a therapist, some therapy.
Don't be afraid of that. So powerful.
But and that's the thing too. Like I said, there's a lot of people who have negative outlooks on life, and it's not fair to take it out on others. So it's really important to get help, and then hopefully repair those relationships that were kind of tarnished in the process beforehand. So
you're so eloquent. I love it. Let's go to the comments really quick. Thrashley, busy hands or happy hands? Yes, you're right. Absolutely. I think a lot of people are searching out for hobbies right now to help them kind of clear their mind and get some shit straight. Rob, absolutely stop, pause, and breathe. It's so important. It sounds so simple, but we don't often take the time to actually do it. Michaela, the only thing getting me through this week is knowing I get to see both of you next week. Oh, yes, we have a little family outing. We're going to go to a night tour of Alcatraz.
I need to get my stuff.
You got to get your ticket. Yeah. My son, Cody, is so nervous about that. Oh my God, Furious Angler. I just happened to know that's our boy, Matt. Hi, Matt. Thank you for being with us. Gosh,
Matt.
How's Florida, brother? Probably 1,000 degrees right now, I would imagine. Oh, I love
Matt,
you.
Did you watch Slammiversary last night? Some wrestling. Sorry.
God.
He's a big wrestling fan too.
Yes, he is. And he's also, fun fact, one of the best huggers on the planet. Oh my God. He and Thomas Cruise, very similar. They just wrap you up because they're larger men, and they just they just wrap you up, and it's just the most.
Of course I watched it. Yeah.
Of course I watched it.
Thank you.
I bet it is hotter than hell in Florida. We'll stick to our 60-degree weather here, buddy, but you can come see us anytime you want. Oh, I love having so many people in the comments live. That
Eric's too.
Let's see. Fun.
Eric, our buddy Eric's in there.
I missed that one. Oh my God, Eric, hi. Glad to hear you had a good time at MCR Nefarious. Oh, that's right. The Nefarious album release show was Saturday night. Shit, I totally forgot about that.
There was so much happening this weekend. Literally, Chasta, I felt like everyone I knew was at the DNA Lounge this past Saturday for that Nefarious album release show or debut show for them. It was awesome from all the photos and videos I saw.
I was so focused on our event in Alameda, I didn't even realize that. That was my bad. I missed that one. I bet that was really awesome, though. Eric Garth does hit all the shows.
He's busy, man.
We're often shoulder to shoulder with Eric. He's our show going buddy. That's very cool. I love it. Well, thank you guys for being here. Michaela's roasting in 100-degree weather. Well, girl, you get ready. You can come sit your ass on the beach of Pacifica and have you some Taco Bell, and it'll be all of 60 degrees.
Let me turn up my fan right now.
Turn your AC. What is it in Alameda right now?
I don't know. I have a little fan in here because we don't have air conditioning in the actual house.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Okay, let me see the weather app. 64 right now.
Oh, wow. We're
a high of 66.
Wow. Yeah.
Because we're an island.
We're an island.
But we do get a little. There's some days it does get really hot here, but we're not scorching like way out in the farther East Bay, the desert out there.
Yeah, no, like out in Tracy and further. No.
Pleasanton, Dublin, Livermore, past that, like off 580 and stuff. So
I couldn't do it. All right. Well, we love you guys. Thank you so much for being here. We got through a lot of good stuff today. And Huey, as always, gave some really great sound advice on Huey Help. Well done. Yes. Make the sounder happen.
I know.
Oh, no. Hey. I'm going to be faster on the punch there, buddy.
Sorry.
I wasn't ready for that. I feel like you're actually in there going, yeah. There's one that sounds like you cheering. Which actually sounds like you.
I forgot to mention earlier. I love our intro. Side note, it always reminds me of like a Dropkick Murphys song. Sorry.
Oh, by the way, we are doing a Dropkick interview Thursday. Is it
Thursday?
Right?
Yeah, with Tim. Tim the guitarist.
If you guys have any questions, let us know.
Yeah, please do. Sound off if you have any questions for Dropkick Murphys, them and Bad Religion. Going to be at the Fox in Oakland next week. So yeah, any questions you have. I know they've been very busy. They've been very active for most of this year so far. So there's a lot of stuff to talk about with those guys.
Doing great work too. Can't wait to dig into that with them. All right, you guys, we love you so much. I got to go finish my show. Have a good one. Eric, love you guys. Heading to the gym. Yep, I'm heading to the gym later myself. Oh, wait, real quick. Rob, my pup is great. He got hit by like at least 3 yellow jackets yesterday at one time. One of them got him in the butthole. How awful is that? Can you imagine how bad that hurt? And then a couple of them were stuck so bad that Jay had to like smack them off to get them out of him. It was awful, but he's fine. He got through it, but he's
Jay smacked his butt?
No, not the butthole one came off. This was on the ribs. That he got a couple of them got him on the ribs and they were like stuck in him. So Jay had to like pull them off. He was like spinning in circles and yelping, and it was really he was doing this on his side just to get it off there. But anyways, no, Eddie is wonderful. He's a little bit traumatized, but he's fine. So thank you for asking. All right, for real. Gotta go. Love you guys. Mwah.
Bye.